Welcome to Spiritism Explored and Explained, where we take you on a journey of discovery of the other side, the spirit realm, the universe from which you came and shall return. Death Bed Agony. It may not be what it seems. We have all witnessed, in movies at least, the scenes of an agonizing death, one that we wish could be cut short for the poor person experiencing horrible last minutes on Earth. But we are told that this is the absolute wrong course to take. The last minutes are important and should not be curtailed. In the book, Sex and Destiny by the spirit Andre Louise, psychographed by Francisco C. Xavier, there is a story about two families and their complicated relationships between themselves and discarnate spirits. There is one scene where a young lady who was in the despair of a bad love affair ran out in traffic and was severely injured. She was dying a slow death in a hospital bed. During the end of her suffering, which went on for days, this passage was in the book. It was not part of the story, but a message to all of us. Fortunate inhabitants of Earth, when you pass by the beds of those who are going through a prolonged death, banish from your mind the idea of hastening it. Around those mangled bodies, behind those sealed lips, benefactors from the spirit plane are taking measures, performing noble tasks, saying prayers, or holding our friendly arms. Until now, you have not known the value of a few minutes of reconsideration for earthly travelers who, before returning to the shelter of the home, aspire to evaluate the paths they have trod. If you do not feel capable of offering them a word of consolation or the support of prayer, just let them be. Their tears are pearls of hope with which the lights of other dawns moisten their faces. Those groans come from their chests and reaching their lips as if they were sobs imprisoned inside the heart are nearly always songs of joy before the immortality that shines on them from the beyond. Comrades of the world, you whose sight is still limited by the cage of flesh, in the name of your dearest sentiments offer consolation and silence, sympathy and veneration to those who are approaching the grave. They are not the tormented mummies that your eyes see, destined for the tombstone that will decay into dust. They are the children of heaven, preparing to return to the homeland, about to cross the river of truth, whose banks you too shall reach one day. Now this was a very explicit message from the spirit world, one that we should analyze and take to heart. I have never seen a message like that before in a book written by Andre Louise, although I have not read all of his books since there are still some that have not been translated into English. However, a recurring theme in his books is the amount of work the spirit world does for us, not only in our daily life, but the extra care during our last days. Andre Louise emphasizes our obligation during these times, if we are present, to think clear, positive thoughts, to not dwell on past wrongs by the person in need, and to silently pray for the person's transition into heaven. If you'd like to learn more about Spiritism and how everything is connected by the spirit world, the book reveals the fact that Spiritism ties everything together. It reveals our purpose, our beginnings, our end goal, and the scope of the organization behind it all. Spiritism tells us there are no miracles, only phenomena that we don't yet understand. That miraculous healing, vision of spirits, near-death experiences, and glimpses of the future are all entirely possible given our place in the spirit realm. The spirit realm is dedicated to bring vital messages to us, not via organized religion, which had the tendency to withhold knowledge for their own gain, but to each individual so he or she could determine what path in life they would follow. We must each determine for ourselves whether we continue on to be mere consumers or to learn to balance our spiritual and material needs. So someday we may ascend up and out of the sphere of continual incarnations in a harsh learning environment to become a pure spirit and a contributor to the spirit universe. God bless.